We're here on an interview with the Naples Daily News editorial board, and joining us is Mark Devisse, who's running for the District 1 seat on the Bonita Springs City Council. Thanks for joining us, Mark.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and start out. How long have you been here in Bonita Springs, and where did you come from?
I've been in Southwest Florida for the past 25 years. I moved to Bonita about a year ago. I came from Chicago when I was very young. My parents moved us here.
In the 25 in Southwest Florida, where else was that?
North Naples, Estero, Fort Myers, Punta Gorda. I graduated from Charlotte High School in Punta Gorda. I went to and graduated from Florida Gulf Coast University in 2005, and finally made my home here in Bonita last year.
What line of work are you in?
I own a remodeling company, Tri-Town Construction. We specialize in higher-end remodels, green remodeling, and roofing. We also do a lot of commercial remodeling, commercial build-outs. We've built several businesses here in Bonita and Naples, Fort Myers.
And so you, from time to time, transact business with city staff?
The only time I have contact with city staff is through permitting and pulling building permits. I never go for government work or any type of work from the city, whether it be Lee or Collier.
How long have you had the company, Mark?
10 years. This is our 10-year anniversary. We started in 2006 when the boom was over. Really, the economy was kind of falling. And we grew, from 2 guys in a truck to now we're about 15 employees, office staff, and field guys. And we, we do a lot of business here in Southwest Florida.
So with a business to run, how do you find the time to serve on the city council?
Time management. I feel a lot of my business is focused here in Bonita now. I'm here all the time, working all the time. My job is meeting with people in business, and would be as a councilman as well, on their issues, whether it be through business or their issues about things happening here in Bonita. So I'm in the day-to-day life with the people of Bonita.
And once a month, out of the 2 meetings, one's at 9 o'clock in the morning. How will you navigate through?
I have an office staff who can handle just about anything without me. The 9 o'clock is actually easy for me to attend. It's the 5:30 that causes not an issue, but I have a 7-year-old son, so on the days that he doesn't have school or comes home early, it's just time away from him. But I'll manage, and it won't be an issue.
What prompted you to get into this particular race?
I'm heavily involved with the Bonita Chamber and other businesses here in Bonita, and after talking to Christine over at the Chamber, she asked me if I'd be willing to run, and I thought about it for a few days, talked to some of my mentors and other people that I rely on, and we felt that it would be a good opportunity for me to be able to bridge a gap between retirees here in Bonita and small businesses and other people, younger families who live here in Bonita. So I, took it upon myself to do a lot of research on the issues, and got very interested in, development here in Bonita, overgrowth or growth happening too quickly. And I just felt like I have a really good background and really good mind for this kind of work and public servant work.
Have you served on any boards or advisory boards, community boards, anything before?
I'm the president and founder of the Kiwanis Club here in Bonita. We started that I started working on that about 6 months ago. I'm also heavily involved with the Passion Foundation, which is a melanoma awareness nonprofit. And other than that, I was on the Florida Gulf Coast University Alumni Board. No longer on the board, but I was on there. And I think that covers it.
The Kiwanis Club, does it have a name other than the Kiwanis Club?
Bonita Kiwanis.
Bonita Kiwanis.
And that's a new chapter?
It is a new chapter.
Speaking of growth, versus overgrowth? How do you strike that balance? I mean, you're in the building industry, obviously there's some growth needed to keep the economy going. It's a kind of a construction-based economy, but at the same time, it seems like you have a concern with that going on too fast. How do you find that balance?
Sure. I think that a very important thing that we can do is continue the downtown development and increase livable space downtown where it's walkable. We have multifamily units in that area, and keep it so it's biker friendly, walkable friendly, very last resort to get in your car. I also feel that we support smaller businesses to come in here and not necessarily large corporations that want to move to our, everybody loves Bonita. Bonita is beautiful. We don't need big corporations to come. I want to help small businesses grow in Bonita and grow here from the inside out, and also limit developers from building too many homes when we already have, and commercial spaces when we already have a lot of empty spaces. We already have many units that aren't full or aren't occupied. So let's work on keeping those and restoring that before allowing more growth, increased density. The DRGR, we don't need to build there. We have plenty of in-town places that are able to be built. I know a big issue is the high rises being built. I mean, let's slow down. I don't think we need that kind of development here in Bonita. We all love the small town feel, the vibrancy here. We really need to help and fight and protect that.
What can government do to target small businesses and bring small business in?
Work with FGCU, Florida Gulf Coast University. Work with those students. We have a wealth of knowledge there that I know we are working with them in some capacity, but let's sponsor a small business class. Let's show and give opportunity to downtown, to startups who want to start here in Bonita, college graduates of FGCU and other Florida locations. Let's draw them in here. Let's show them that there's places for them to live, there's places for them to raise their family, and instead of going to school here and going to a big city or a different city where there's activities for them, there's safety for them, for their children, and let's just make this a better place, and continue to make this a great place for families and younger entrepreneurs.
So that the folks coming out of college probably aren't making a huge amount of money just right out of college, and you mentioned places for them to live, so I guess we're talking about fairly moderately priced housing. Where does that fit into Bonita Springs?
Well, I believe we have a few apartment condo complexes starting downtown and that were recently approved. That's a great start. Continuing on the downtown redevelopment, allowing more units per acre in downtown, and providing more rentals, and not only rentals and fairly priced units, but activities for them to do and have fun and be able to be happy here and contribute to the community, and not necessarily just a low income or a fairly priced unit. There needs to be activities. There needs to be bikeable paths and things for them to do with their families to be happy to come here, not just visit their parents here or visit their grandparents here.
The redevelopment project that's going on downtown that the council approved and is underway now, what are your thoughts about that project, whether it's proper scope?
I think it's a fantastic project. I think it fits right along with the vision of Bonita Springs, to keep it a small, vibrant town, city, where everybody is buzzing downtown. There's mom and pop cafes, there's smaller businesses. We don't need Starbucks or Subways down there. We need mom and pop coffee shops who are really part of Bonita and are spending their money here and are helping our community grow.
With this emphasis on on families, they're going to be students, and students are going to need a high school. Does Bonita Springs need a high school, and if so, where should it go?
Absolutely, it needs a high school, I like both locations. I know that the Imperial and Shangri-La site is going to cost taxpayers a lot less. So in that aspect, I would like it to go there. But on the other hand, I'm representing District 1, and I need to listen to the people of District 1. So either location for me is acceptable as long as we do get a high school here in Bonita.
I want to come back to downtown for a question. One of the concerns that was raised by some of the folks were the roundabouts on Old 41. What are your thoughts about those, use of those?
Well, I think that fits in perfectly with downtown. I think that currently Old 41 is used as a crossover, and that the roundabouts are going to impede that from people being able to cross over from Bonita Beach Road to the north end of 41. And that's not what we want downtown. We don't want people to drive through there fast. We want them to enjoy it. We want them to know that there's a lot of culture there. There's a lot, drive by, see how beautiful it is. Bring your family there for ice cream, or walk down the concerts downtown. I mean, I love those concerts downtown. And to have somebody speeding through while there's kids either crossing the road or families crossing the road, that's not part of downtown. That's not part of what we want in Bonita. It's either that or traffic lights. I think that roundabouts are a great alternative.
Also wanted to follow up on your mention of not building in the DRGR. Are you hard and fast, nothing there at all, or to what degree?
I think we have a lot of areas that we can concentrate on first, and especially downtown, there's a lot of opportunity to build there and increase capacity, and in other places as well. And I think that the DRGR is very important to our quality of life and our drinking water, so that should be used as a very last resort.
In terms of traffic and transportation needs for the city, where do you see those roads?
So I believe we hired a firm called Tool Engineering, I believe they're called, and they are coming up with a plan which I really like about bikeable paths, increasing east to west corridors instead of the talks of a flyover at Bonita Beach Road. We can't be a small town and have a small town charm if we're going to have a flyover in the heart of Bonita there. So I really like the ideas that they're coming up with, increasing the size of bikeways and decreasing congestion on Bonita Beach and 41 by suggesting alternate routes through that area. And we don't need bigger roads, we just need more east and west is I believe our biggest problem.
Are any of the ideas jumping out at you right away that particular connections that you could see to create west?
It's a culmination of many. One won't work. Just one won't work. It has to be just about all the a lot of the ideas that they come up with. And if you just suggest one, people in a certain group are not going to be happy. But if they are able to show that this is an entire city participating in this congestion problem, then I believe it's going to be a lot easier to show the benefits.
How's the city's relationship with county government? Get a sense.
I think that all relationships could improve. I think that so far the current city council and Lee County are doing a great job. The main issue that I see is the high school, and I really hope that we can work together in getting that accomplished and getting that here. I know that's the school board, but I want to really try and work on easing their minds and getting the school here of a city. I mean, we're 50,000 people here. It's time for a school. We need to attract younger families, and that's the way to do it. That's one way to do it.
Mark, let's go back for a second as far as your involvement with building and permitting and so forth. Do you think that the way that Government Light and the way that they're city is set up in terms of permitting and plan review and et cetera. Do you think that that's working, or is that something you'd want to?
I think, again, everything can improve, but Bonita Springs permitting, for me as a contractor, has been the best out of all counties here in Southwest Florida. I wish that all the counties were as easy to work with and as city of Bonita. When I find out that a job is in the city of Bonita, I'm excited because I know that they're reasonable. We can go there and actually talk to somebody and figure out a problem and work past it. Whereas other counties and cities, it's a lot of paper pushing. You never talk to the same person twice. So if we could have a standard for all permitting, it would be the Bonita Springs permitting. I wish we could see all throughout, Southwest Florida.
Have you had, since you've got interested in running, have you had much of a chance to either attend or watch city council meetings?
Yes, I've watched or attended them all since I declared running.
Okay. How do they work?
How do they work?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Is this council
how does the council work?
Is the council effective body?
I think that Ben does a great job in conducting the meetings and making sure that everyone's heard, but on the other hand, making sure that it moves well. I think that everybody on there is doing a great job as far as the issues and fighting, the development and making sure that the people of Bonita are held, are number one in their decisions, and that our small town feel is being, let's say, saved or thought of with every decision. And so yes, I think that currently they are doing well.
Okay.
You used the phrase there, fighting the development, and before you talked about not wanting high rises and et cetera. But yet the chamber's asking you to run. That seems out of sync to me. Talk a little bit about your relationship with the business community versus growth.
Sure. I mean, I'm a small business owner. I want to see everybody who's wanting to start a small business and work in a small business succeed. I don't think that building high-rises has anything to do with small business. I think that's an outside developer coming in here and taking our resources and using it for their profits. Now, small business, I'm 100% behind. I want to see small business grow. I want to see small businesses start here. I want to help small businesses prosper, but big developers don't need my help. They don't need, I don't want to give it to them. I want to protect the people of Bonita and the people who own businesses here in Bonita.
For voters, we've got three people in the District 1 race. Can you sort of contrast yourself, and for people that don't know any of the three of you, why would you want them to vote for Mark?
I've been here 25 years. I graduated from Florida Gulf Coast University. I've seen the changes. I'm a small business owner. I'm here to help small business. I'm here to help keep Bonita the town that everybody loves, the vibrant town. I want to help downtown prosper. I love the project down there. I love being able to go down there with my son and watch concerts and watch music and movies. I am here to bridge the gap between the retirees and the new families that are coming to town, and I want to attract new families. I want to bring a reason for them to want to come to Bonita and start their lives here and help contribute to the community.
How's the park system? I know some of it's under the jurisdiction of the county, but the park system in general in Bonita Springs, is it up to snuff? Does that something where the city needs to pay some attention relative to the young families you're speaking of?
So we just got a dog park. That's great. I love that and use it often. Riverside downtown, that park or concert venue is the best in the area. I mean, they have great concerts and great venue, and just it's a really nice park. And the soccer fields, I don't know if that's a Bonita or Lee County, but I think our parks are really great, and I think us maintaining them and keeping them like that is really good.
As a small businessman, can you describe your involvement in budgets and how that may or may not apply to city work?
Sure. I mean, I'm the owner of a small business. I look at our bottom line every day and make sure that we are not in the red. And running a city or helping run a city is protecting taxpayer money. And just the way I protect my money and my profits and try to increase profits by not sacrificing quality or the quality of life of Bonita residents, I will do the same as a public servant.
One of the other road projects that's been thrown out there a few times is a 951 extension from Collier County line on up to roughly RSW. What are your thoughts about a 951 extension cutting through Bonita Springs?
I haven't put much thought to that. I mean, that's going to come with growth. That's going to come with, that may alleviate 41 and Bonita Beach Road congestion. I know when they did Livingston coming through, I mean, that's a fantastic road. I think it's underused. I think that it's going to help people traveling from Naples to Estero to Fort Myers, not necessarily Bonita Springs residents who are staying in the city of Bonita. But when you want to travel to Naples or Marco, I think those roads are, very used and appreciated. I think that it needs to be done where we're not destroying wetlands or destroying protective trees or habitat, but if it's done in a way that's safe to the environment, I think it would be a good thing.
Is there anything that can be done as far as traffic on Little Hickory Island?
On Little Hickory Island, I don't know what can be done. I have not thought of that. I have, I know they're expanding the roads there, doing road construction there. That currently is a big problem for people. I think that I don't know enough to speak on that.
What about in terms of beach access in the city? Is it sufficient? Is there any other way to
increase it? Well, we have the beautiful beach in Bonita Beach. I would like to see work with Collier County. I mean, we have parks back to back there. I know with the redevelopment of Bonita Beach Road, which is not going to happen in the next year or tomorrow, but I would like to work with Collier County to see if we can combine those two parks and that area and not have two competing parking areas. I know we could probably fit a lot more cars if we didn't have as much dead space there and between the two parks. So that would be a big issue I could bring up. I'd like to bring up with them and work with them. And as far as the redevelopment of Bonita Beach Road, I think that when it comes down to it, having parking further away from the road but making it safe for families to bike or walk to the road would also help.
Got about a minute and a half left here, Mark. What is it that we haven't covered that's important to your campaign, or what's your message that you want to close out with the voters on?
So again, I'm a small business owner. I'm part of Bonita. I'm in the everyday life of Bonita. I talk and meet with Bonita residents and Bonita business owners constantly. I am at the pulse of Bonita. I am a young guy. I'm here to bridge the gap between families, bringing families in, and the retirees that have earned the right to enjoy the amenities and enjoy the quality of life of Bonita. And I'm here to listen to both sides, and I'm here to improve and continually improve the quality of life for residents here in Bonita.
How old a fellow are you, since you brought up your
I'm
age?
32.
32. Okay, great.
I'm not. I've been kind of pegged as maybe a developer. I am not a developer. I own a construction company. I remodel. I do roofing. I don't do new construction. I don't level properties. I'm completely a remodeling contractor.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.